Welcome back to the channel, guys. Simplypops here, and today I'm going to be comparing a 13-inch MacBook Air versus a 15-inch MacBook Air. The answer is real easy. Let me break it down. I want to start things off with a 13-inch model. This size been with us since the beginning of the MacBook Air, and without a doubt, the 13-inch is gonna be the thinnest and lightest MacBook that you could buy from Apple. We're not even gonna count that 2015 regular MacBook. Hopefully Apple would bring that back maybe in the future. So the 13-inch option is gonna be ideal if you're gonna take your MacBook around, such as, taking it to college or school, or even traveling with it. This is gonna be your best option. And as for someone who's coming from a 16-inch MacBook Pro, this thing is pretty heavy, it's big, and even using it at an airplane, the little trays, this take up the entire tray. It feels so bulky, but I love it. It's bulky, but I still love it because of the power. But in this case, a 13-inch with the M4, still pretty powerful. And speaking from experience, I had the 2015 MacBook Pro from back in the days, 15-inch, and using that thing on school desks, yeah, it was annoying. And at the time, I switched over to the iPad Pro with Apple Pencil because I really truly believe that I think the iPad is best for school, but that's for a different video. You take your MacBook anywhere, this is the perfect companion. Now, you're still getting that same incredible 18-hour battery life, you're still getting loud speakers, you're still getting the same exact performance, all within the 13-inch size, and that's gonna be very similar to the 15-inch. And I'm so happy Apple didn't do this. The 15-inch is gonna be the same thing. So same exact battery life, coming in up to 18 hours, the same M4 chip, the same everything, but the only difference is you're getting a larger display. So this is gonna be a little bit better for multitasking, so you can have a bunch of Safari tabs open, you can have numbers, you can just see more content with the 15-inch display. And another best thing too about the 15-inch, you're getting a larger trackpad. The larger trackpad is going to be more movement. You have a larger wrist rest too as well. The keyboard is exactly the same like the 13-inch. And I think this is a good move on Apple's part because usually you have to go with the MacBook Pro 16-inch to get the largest display. It is a little bit more heavier. It's not as light as the 13-inch. And also, before you even buy a bag or you put this in your bag, make sure you check the measurements because not all bags can fit a 15-inch. But one of the amazing features of the M4 MacBook Air, you can connect to multiple external displays. So in this case, I have the Apple Studio displays connected to Thunderbolt 4. So essentially you can connect two studio displays, for instance, and have your display lid open. So the same exact setup that you guys are seeing right now, this time I have it for my Pro. You can have the same thing for the MacBook Airs. Now I understand this is an overkill setup, it's not for everybody, but let's say in the future that you get yourself an iPad, you can actually use an iPad to extend the display of your Mac. And that leads me back into the 13-inch. I'd rather get something that's light and portable while keeping the same connectivity. So when I get home now, I could connect this to my studio display and have multiple displays going. Yeah, so that extra 2 inches, in my opinion, it doesn't make a big difference. And not to mention that the battery life is exactly the same, coming in up to 18 hours, and you're not even getting no chip advantages here. So whether you go with the 13-inch or the 15-inch, it's the same exact M4 processor. Opposed to the MacBook Pro, you can get the M4, you can get the M4 Pro, M4 Max, and at that point, I recommend the larger MacBook Pro size with the Max chip because of the larger fans, the better battery life. That's a difference. And I made an entire video talking about MacBook Pro different display sizes. But as for the Airs, there's really no advantage other than just the screen size, the larger trackpad, the extra wrist rest, and that's it. That's all you're getting, really. No battery advantages, nothing like that. And matter of fact, I actually want to check the weight on these. All right, so I have my handy dandy scale here. Let's see how the 13-inch, this color is beautiful. This is Starlight. Let's see how much that weighs. So, okay, so let me put this into pounds. So it's 2.7 pounds, right? So 2.7 pounds. Now the 15-inch, just to give you guys a perspective, this sky blue is nice, 3.3 pounds. So it's not really a big difference, but it is enough where All right, that could add up very quickly. It doesn't seem like it's a difference, but you could clearly hold them up and see that, yeah, it is a bigger difference. Now, all right, so I'm gonna throw in some older MacBooks. Well, not even old, but here's the M1 Air. And I think if you have an M1 Air, this is gonna be a worthy upgrade, by the way, going to the M1. Now that's gonna weigh 2.8. So remember, 2.7 on the M4, M4 being lighter than the M1. Here's my 16-inch M3. Actually, this is an M3 Max. And yeah, 4.7 pounds. So it is literally the double weight. So yeah, this thing is heavy. It's thick, it's heavy. That's what she said. So I just want to just give you guys this comparison. I think it makes sense. I'm doing the best I can just to give you guys a retro perspective on how heavy these things are. They're not heavy, but just to get an idea on the weight. Because let me tell you something, the 15-inch size and that weight is going to add up very quickly once you add that into your backpack. If I had to choose a MacBook Air that I'll go with personally, I'll go with the 13-inch. It's lightweight, it's portable, you don't have any chip advantages opposed to the larger size, no battery advantages, and the only thing is you're just getting a 2-inch smaller display. But like I said, in the future, you can pick yourself up an iPad and expand the displays just like that. I'd rather have multiple displays than one large display, only because when you have multiple displays, you can interact with one screen while have another screen working. You can also snap the application side by side, but you have full-blown windows on each side. You're getting more of a productivity setup. So guys, that is it for this video. If you found this one helpful, I appreciate it with a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think. Are you team 13-inch or team 15-inch? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe with notifications on, and other than that, I hope you all have a simple day.